right, marketers, grab your overpriced standing desks and that oat milk latte you love so much, because welcome to Notorious B2B, the only show where we treat LinkedIn drama like breaking news and expose the real B2B marketing sins.
Yeah, think of us like SNL meets TMZ, but for the people who argue about whether gated content is still a thing or not. I'm Task Bober, B2B landing page nerd and lovable troll on LinkedIn.
And I'm Tim Davidson, the guy making TikTok-style videos and cutting fruit on LinkedIn. Together, we're cutting out nonsense and roasting the most ridiculous trends in B2B marketing.
Because if we have to suffer through another 10 things getting engaged taught me about B2B sales, we're taking you all down with us.
Let's get into it.
We have a lot to talk about this week.
We got a docket.
Not
to be Mr. Jargon over here. I do have a hard stop at 3:30, but we can definitely make it happen.
I think we can make it happen for sure.
So number one, We got Air's very interesting collaboration. I can't find the post anymore, so I don't know if this is true, if they deleted it, but I can't find the post on the public shaming.
Really?
No, not public shaming.
Teardown.
Yeah. I can't find it, but maybe you have different intel. What was the third thing? Did we have something else?
The third thing was the Seamless.AI fiasco.
Oh, yes. Apollo, Seamless, The Reckoning. Where do we start? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I mean, I already got it up, so we're going to go with it. The Air collaboration. Let's just start with the video. There's a number of videos, so I don't know if we need to play them all, but this is interesting.
Okay, let me see it.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Blue, and I know what people say about me online, and you'll think I'll have a nerve saying what I'm about to say because of, well, my history. But I've only just found out what is doing, and I think it's disgusting. There's having fun, and then there's 18 million creative people. There's no tagging. Finding your assets is a disaster. I think it is sick.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I love
video. It's like a good video. I think the obvious controversy is,
I think it's so good. I think when you first sent it to me, I was like, oh, is this a Dropbox ad? But it's an anti-Dropbox ad.
Which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another one that I think there's a lot, but this is another one that I think would just be good for it. Good to play. I don't know what they're doing on the advertising side or what they're doing, but some people are talking about it. And, it's got some actually pretty good traction on Instagram from what I'm seeing from the reels.
I saw Vin comment on it. So obviously, let's share this one too.
Yeah, it's just another one, just another clip. They got a bunch of clips.
What was the point in this? You said no to that many people at once. So how did you not know about this? They're called and apparently 18 million people a year pay to get by them. That's 49,315 a day.
Oh,
how did we not know about that?
My gosh. So good. It's so good.
You love it.
I love it. Well, how do you feel about it? You're making a face.
I think everything about it is good. I love the last part, the don't get fucked.
Yes.
The Air. I think that's a good tagline that you can use for a lot of things. Obviously, if you look through the comments for any channel, LinkedIn, Instagram, doesn't matter. It's going to be controversy from that side of it. Like some people are just like, oh, it's fucking porn stars in your ads here. This is weird. From that side, you're going to ruffle some feathers, but I didn't know about Air before this.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm a big fan now.
Really?
Yeah. Big fan.
You're going to change though.
Big fan. I don't use Dropbox. Yeah. I don't, but I'm a big fan and, I don't know. I don't want to get fucked by Dropbox. So, I'm down for that. But, here's the thing is that this obviously fits my personality, not the porn part and, what she's famous for. It fits my personality because I like the ruffling of feathers and people doing things that are different. And we constantly complain that B2B is boring. And then B2B does something like this. And we're like, no, not like that. We just mean not boring. So good on them for doing something so wildly out of the box. I mean, when they approved that, they knew the risks, right? You're not going to get the old IBM executive who's like, yeah, I'm going to jump to Air, whatever. They have a specific type of audience that they're expecting to jump at this. But who would be the target audience in this case? Now you've got me. Now you've got my B2B brain going because I'm like, who would be the champion for this product? IT.
No, I think it's a big total addressable market because they said 18 million people. I think it's something like that. So I'd assume their target market is probably a lot of maybe one person companies. I mean, it varies obviously, So like, I think we grabbed a lot of those, but I don't know about IT.
Okay, now
I heard something about creative. I saw something about like the creative something there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. What was it? Air?
Air, yeah. But here's what's most impressive to me.
Yeah.
Is not only did a marketing team get this approved, one, that's very impressive. The turnaround is the most impressive. That story of her fudging 1,000 people, that was like a month and a half ago tops.
Yeah.
The turnaround on that is really, really impressive.
I mean, they knew the importance of the relevancy piece where they were like,
yes, okay,
they saw the stuff. Everyone is like, I mean, did you see the comments on, whoever posted BuzzFeed or whatever, and everyone's like, disgusting and da 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 da. And some marketer at Air was like, we got to see if she'll do a brand deal with us. And like, even the idea of like, oh, what if we did a campaign that was like, don't get fucked, whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine my last boss would have probably collapsed if I said that to her.
Yeah, you'd probably get fired. If you said that, I got fired. Like, oh, I'm just kidding.
I got fired for a lot less than that. So, but here's my problem. I can't find them now on Google. Is it the Creative Ops platform? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It's Air.ai, I think.
No, it's Air.inc.
Oh, that's one.
Okay, so they are very focused on creative ops. So niche product, probably really early, so they can pull off stuff like this. It's only a matter of time before a VC comes, picks them up, and they go to an all-in-one ops platform.
Yeah, last scene play.
What's Dropbox's
well, Dropbox is huge. I mean, you got to
hero right now. Find anything, protect everything.
Yeah, lame.
We weren't doing public teardowns.
No, you're right. No, so I mean, I think it's interesting. It's so cool that they got it. Honestly, it's very cool that they got it approved, turnaround. And at the very least, like if it doesn't work, no one's going to remember it in a month anyway.
Do you think so? I'm going to remember it.
Actually.
Yeah.
I do wonder how much she costs to do that though.
That is my big question. Yesterday in a group chat with people who shall not be named, we were talking about the cost of Corporate Natalie and Corporate Bro.
Oh, I have the cost there.
You do? Oh, yeah. It's somewhere. So we hired her a few years ago when I was in-house just to come on at our sales kickoff for like 2 minutes, and it was like 10 grand. That was like a couple years ago. But birdies are telling me now it's in the hundreds of thousands for either one of those, which is insane. Great for them. Insane. Maybe one day you and I will reach that level, or 10,000 for 2 minutes. I take that too. And then with this porn star, is she a porn star? Or is she like OnlyFans? I know nothing.
Doesn't matter. We'll make a ton of money.
Yeah.
If it's OnlyFans, it's probably it's going to cost even more. Like, that's the most
true.
Unless they had to connect. Maybe they're like friends.
Oh, I follow this. I follow her on OnlyFans, and I was doing some.
I wonder
research.
What the outreach was. Like, was it through OnlyFans or something like that? Like, that's kind of funny.
But the funny thing is, like, have you heard of that porn star? I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard about her from BuzzFeed or something. Definitely not from following her on OnlyFans.
Admit it.
No.
I wonder if they get a plug on OnlyFans. That'd be interesting. Like, that's an ad.
Ooh.
That's a good add-on. Like a nice little plug.
Okay. And the package.
If you have 1 million, I don't know how OnlyFans works, but you have 1 million OF followers.
Oh,
what are the percentages that are going to be in your target market, right? Like, there's got to be some sort of percentage.
Yeah.
Nice little plug there.
How many creative ops people are watching?
Maybe it's like in the background of the room. Nice little plug there.
You think she added that in her slide deck? Like, you get 2 video ads, 1 plug on my OnlyFans video.
I'm sure she's a professional. I'm sure she's got an agent.
You're sure she has a slide deck, a 68-page slide deck?
I'm sure her agent has a slide deck.
With a G2, with the G2 badges, best in the industry.
How about that? Yeah, a lot of logistics that are interesting. I'd be curious about that.
Let's find out. Let's try to contact.
You got to contact?
Call a marketer who'll never pick up the phone. How about we find the marketer on friggin' LinkedIn and get them to come on to Notorious Bad. This is like, there's nothing more notorious than this.
Yeah. Let's find them. We can do that. We can do that. I think we might be able to do that.
Well, this one was a personal one because we can't find the original post, right? We were supposed to pull it up. It's like the 3rd post in for his post. Oh, he actually... I
didn't know who it was.
His name is Tanyo.
Oh, yeah. Mayo boy.
That some of my friends have lovingly called him Taco Mayo. So to make fun of him. Okay, here we go. This woman, which already sounds so condescending. So this guy, Tanyo, put a picture of me up and a post and basically went in on how I became the go-to person for B2B landing pages, cool, who I am and what I did. He starts off by trying to compliment me. So she's crushing it on LinkedIn. She's built a loyal following, but it's clear her focus isn't on her email list. Yeah, it's not even something I think about, Tanya. Okay. I have
You have an email list, don't you?
I do have an email list, but I don't email them. I have a list. I have a list for no other purpose than my resource hub because I wanted an accurate count of how many people downloaded it. I don't email them. I don't talk to them.
I got you. You're right. You're right.
She's missing out on dozens of clients. He's probably right about that. And then he goes on to,
So
and then he goes on to tell me what I can do and then further criticizes me. Okay. So first he says, first we all think it's going to be about email marketing, but then he goes into this whole thing about I need to have a landing page. So dogs on the landing page person for not having a landing page for my resource hub, which, you know, fair.
You tell me.
Fair. Okay. However, when you go to sign up, you're hit with a HubSpot form. This isn't ideal because the page doesn't give us more information, which is fine. This is stuff I preach, right? She knows better than me that B2B leaders need more information than ever. He weaponizes my POV, okay, against me.
At least did research.
Yeah. And created a dedicated landing page for lead magnet. Okay. Then he says, create a better lead magnet. Now he's shitting on my lead magnet. And which, by the way, when I've shown people the lead magnet, they love it. People love it. Okay. I don't even promote it. And I get like 20 submissions a day. He hates it, apparently. Okay. So this guy submitted a form, looked at my lead magnet and said, oh, this is dog shit. That's pretty much like what happened. So create a better one. Oh, it's a great resource. If you want to do it yourself, like, why do you think I created it? So people can do it themselves. What would be better? Please continue to mansplain to me what would be better. An educational email course that would drip over 5 days. And then the biggest mistakes, how to fix these mistakes, et cetera, et cetera. And then he wants me to also take on a weekly newsletter. Okay. So now he's assigned me a lot of work. Revamp my entire lead magnet, get myself a landing page for the lead magnet, and now throw in a weekly newsletter to my 3-day work week. Okay. So now he goes on, tells me why a newsletter is good, whatever. I didn't respond because I'm like, okay, this is really dumb. It's a public sales pitch. I've seen this happen before. Sometimes it's kind of like if you divide LinkedIn people up into like little buckets, like there's this area of LinkedIn that's the very like content creator, you know, like selling to solos. Like it's just like this little bubble that they live in, and they all follow like, you know, the classic big creator advice, like those guys, you know, like those sleazy, the big Yasmins and Blasmins, and they like fall Alex Hormozy, which I like some of Alex Hormozy's stuff, but like he does this like hustle bro, like fucking just call them out, whatever. And I don't like that. And I feel like he's taken some of this bad advice and he's implemented it and did it so poorly. And the thing is like, and he doesn't live here, right? Like he's in Europe somewhere, but the number of people that came to my defense was like insane. Number one, the biggest being Brendan, who told me that this is the first time he's ratioed this much in a comment compared to the actual post itself. And Brendan and I obviously have become really good friends over the last drive, I guess. And he went like freaking big bro energy right into this post, which I appreciate him doing. And then people were starting to come in with like, dude, you cannot plaster a woman's face, you know, and say all the shit that she's doing wrong in this post. So, but many people are like, this is inappropriate. It's unprofessional. Obviously, Kevin, I choked when I saw his comment. I laughed so freaking hard because he's obviously my like arch nemesis on LinkedIn and would obviously add fuel to the fire. So anyway, everybody came in, said it was arrogant. This guy had the best comment about not marketing to solos. Yeah. Don't market to marketer solos. We can do it ourselves. We're just spread too thin, which is right. You know, all of this stuff, your positioning needs to be better. All of this stuff. He gave genuine feedback here. And then everybody's like, dude, this just gives me the ick. Okay, then a lot happens behind the scenes after this post comes out. One, I get a ton of DMs and texts from people like, did you see this post? I said, yes, I did see the post. I'm just not commenting because I don't want it then to appear in my friends' feeds or whatever. And honestly, the potential of it showing up on people who potentially want to work with me and being like, oh yeah, she can't even do her own shit. Why would she trust me to, you know, why should I trust her to do my own shit? So he's kind of like fucking with my business a little bit, which is like, dude, come on. I'm not, is an email drip campaign really going to save me from the freaking reputation bullshit move that you pulled just now. Then he proceeds to send me a DM and says, I will not apologize in public because I don't think that I did anything wrong, but I am sorry if I offended you. I'm like, this doesn't sound like an apology first. If you don't think you did anything wrong, why even apologize to me? And so I was like, look, this is just, I'm going to be straight up with you. Everyone's arguing about whether it is or isn't a good tactic. As the subject of this post, I'm going to tell you right now, it did not make me feel good. I did not want to work with you because of it. It wanted me to just stay away from you. You're fucking with my livelihood. You're trying to like stain a little bit of reputation, and it's all self-serving. That post is more about you than it is about me. Why do you, Tanya, know more about my business than I do, or more about what I should be doing? You know, that kind of thing. And instead of responding to the post, I wrote my own post about it that did decent, but I just said why it's risky. And I was just like, if you're an in-house, and I've seen this now a few times. So he's not the first time I've encountered this. There are people we know, like, and respect in our B2B marketing circle who have done this and have faced some repercussions.
They do this to people or companies?
They did it to companies in their examples.
Because the picture alone,
yes,
made it seem like it was going. And to be fair, like, you're just a one-person company, but
yeah,
it seems like it was just going towards you, rather than.
It felt personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other two examples were like, they called out the company. One was like in passing along with a list of other people. And that marketer like went in, and now the person who posted it thinks he's blacklisted. And it's like dramatic. And then the other one is another person that I know, and she had posted a breakdown on how this company needs to do this, and like they didn't do. And so hers was very company specific, and they were a prospect. So she had talked to them. Then she did a post kind of talking about how she would do their strategy. And the point person on the team was like, dude, we just talked to you. This is not a good look. This is not good. I mean, they signed with her eventually, but but because of the higher ups, but it made that point marketer kind of like start with a foul taste in her mouth. Like, you just made a mockery of my stuff. And probably if it was left up to that marketer, she wouldn't have got the business. Yeah. And she had to work with them the whole time. Like, this is awkward. So anyway, I just wrote a post about how like I typically don't do teardowns. I did do it in the way beginning. And I just heard about these examples. I'm like, there has to be a better way. So I do the build ups instead. Like, people like examples, so just use a positive one, or one that isn't like terrible. Like, I did a rewrite of a couple of heroes, whatever. You know, no one's like accusing these companies. It's like, this is how I would write it. I also talked to someone about this part, which is the aspect about, you know, like what's his name? Clark, like what Clark does, where he will call up. No, Clark, what's his name? Boren or something?
Baron. Well, it's like Camberg. It's not Camberg, or is Jamberg or
oh shit. I've called
Jamberg
him
or something.
Oh, it is?
Or like Obed, who is not Obeyed, it's Obed. That's what I was going for.
I knew about Obed, but I didn't know about
Clark Baron. No, I don't really know, but it's probably Baron.
Okay, I think it's Baron.
Well, 2 R's would probably be Bar. Okay. No, it's Clark. Just say Clark.
Okay, now Clark does the calling out thing, and that is like, he's very much, that is his jam. He's very good at it. But here's the thing, Clark's not trying to sell to these companies. He's not, when he called Hockey Stack out on not giving the Tesla up, he wasn't like, I'm going to do a breakdown. This is how you could have done it, Tesla, or could have done it, Hockey Stack. And then come to me and I'll talk to you about how to actually do a gifting program. Yeah. Like, that would have been slimy AF. But the reason it does what it does is because he just doesn't give a crap about doing it, like trying to sell those companies. He's very Mr. like vigilante marketer.
He also does some digging. I will say he does some digging. Yes. He asks people, he gets like, he's kind of like a reporter in that sense. Yeah. The one from Mayo Guy is more of assumptions.
Yes. Mayo Guy. Tanya, yes, the guy who did the thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of tact that went in there. So after all of that, all the feedback, my posts, all of those things, he commented on my post. I don't know if anyone saw it because it wasn't like, you know, the LinkedIn upvoting, but he commented on that. I'm like, he said basically that he's done 7 to 8 of these before, all men, and never had a problem. And so already insinuating that because I'm a woman, it's already too sensitive of a topic. And then, and then he said he's done this. It's worked fine before. He's only gotten positive responses. I'm like, define positive responses. Have you actually made money off of this? To which he said, I've gotten some leads from doing this. And others did not comment, but did send me a message saying they appreciated it. And I was like, okay, but imagine if you flip that, how much more business you could get if you did that. But also I'm like, I hope your takeaway, and I said this to him, I hope your takeaway from this isn't, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm just going to try to do it better. There's no like better way to do a teardown.
Digging the hole even bigger is, all right.
And then he has the audacity to comment on my unrelated post today as if he would
business, by the way. He still wants your business. He's still trying. He's fattening you up.
Yeah. In his DM to me, he said, you know, I was really hoping that we would partner. That's probably not going to happen now. I'm like, still shooting a shot. Okay. No, it's not going to happen. Take me off your list or whatever hell you're doing. So I have no idea, but that was the drama that involved me this time. So I could share as much as little detail as possible. Although, would this be considered a public teardown of the public teardown since I'm naming
probably names? But it's not really, I mean, it's different. It's just more we're talking about it, I would say.
We're talking about it and I'm not trying to get him to pay me to do better.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
the biggest thing.
There's no sales pitch here.
There is no
sales. By the way, maybe this is a tip. You could do the same thing, the same post, but don't talk about a specific person.
Yes.
You can do the classic, like just talk to a $5 billion CMO at, whatever company making trillions of dollars. You could do those posts and then still go through it, or just talk to a solarpreneur, or not even talk to someone, just say like, I was analyzing a solarpreneur recently. Yeah. Wholly anonymous. You can still have the same things. Here's what I would do.
Yep. Did you read my post yesterday? Because that's literally what I said. I was like, I know you didn't. It was too long.
I read headlines.
Yeah. I said, use good examples. So use someone who's doing it well and call them out. You always praise in public, you criticize in private, right? That is like age old. Mm-hmm. Second, you can anonymize. So I talk to 40 companies. This is what they typically, have trouble with when it comes to landing pages. I've written 2 posts in the last month about prospect calls I had. One was a good one and I still didn't tag him because I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable about it, but I did. And then I sent it to him later. And I'm like, hey, by the way, this one's about you, which he loved and really appreciated. And then the second one was a call that I had and he was arguing with me about would he even need a landing page if his login page is fine. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I wrote about that situation. It's obviously very, very specific. He would know if he saw it. It wasn't a sales pitch. It was just like, okay, this is a good time to talk. Maybe other people can be helped by the fact that like, maybe you should consider having a landing page because of XYZ reason. Not calling him stupid, not like saying, well, he's doing, but he could do better, not like tearing down a bunch of stuff, but just saying, hey, he asked me why he needs a landing page instead of a login page. Here's why I think you need a landing page. There are different ways to do it. I have what I would say a decently successful business without having to tear people down. Although this podcast will probably go against all that great righteousness.
It's different. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about like there's still a lot of people do teardowns, but they do it like, it's more like of a company. Like I think Pep has an actual show that tears down websites, but he asks for people to submit websites.
Consent.
So he kind of gets consent before that. So now maybe I'm wrong here. But some people do kind of tear down ads and pages and all this stuff.
Like rewriting them. Like, this is how I would do it. Yeah. Okay.
If you were putting like that, here's how I would do it. It's not to say it doesn't work because that's the thing you should be scared of. If you say this doesn't work, the marketer or the salesperson comes in and says, actually here's our fudging conversion rates.
Yes.
Kills right now. So shut it.
And honestly, like when I was in-house and I call them the ratchet ads on LinkedIn, and it was just the gray background. And it just had like a sad cover of our gated ebook. And then we had a flashy ad that was like beautifully designed. And this one had like a third more in conversion rate than that one did. People just like don't fucking oversell to me with the fancy bullshit. Like, just give me the thing. And so it was just funny. Yeah. Because when you do something like that, you don't actually know whether it is or isn't performing, And so, you don't want to do that. Like one of the things I said in my hockey stack audit that they paid me to do. And I was like, I was a sad panda when I saw the interactive demo was like gated. And then he came back and he said, well, actually I have data to support it being the other way. but then he didn't share the data. So I don't know. So yeah, I'd be interested to see that. I mean, the whole point of us being in the campaign ads, growth, demand gen, landing page space is that I want to be proven wrong. I was wrong about a bunch of shit. I was wrong about the FAQs. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to do FAQs differently. So that's the whole point, you know? Anyway, speaking of Clark.
All right. Yeah. So LinkedIn's coming for those data providers. Apollo, Seamless, company pages are gone. Still gone, I believe.
Still gone? I was just going to ask you.
I was just going to check, but yesterday they were gone. I know I checked that. LinkedIn, there's a couple other ones, by the way. It wasn't just those two, but those are, I think, the more just notable ones.
Oh, I think Dripify was one of them.
Yep. I think Dripify. And I saw a couple other ones that people screenshot. Yep. Still down.
Wow.
Isn't available.
How much do you think they're panicking right now?
Oh, I'm sure they're not happy.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm sure investors aren't happy. I'm sure all that's just chaos. You have to bring everyone. I'm sure it's not good. I'm sure.
I know that if we were in-house, this is how it would go down. Slack group, emergency, our company page is down. Then I'm making a plan with my, with the head of marketing or whatever, how to communicate this to the rest of the org, to tell them that we are working on it. We are contacting LinkedIn to kind of get find out what's happening behind the scenes and then trying to get the page back up. 100% they are like rage emailing or trying to contact LinkedIn to try to get back up.
Oh yeah. Now, I'm not sure if this is right, but I haven't seen anyone from these companies like say they know, like just be out with it and be like, we know what's going on, like classic PR. Mm-hmm. And as of tomorrow, so March 14th, it'll be a week. So it's been 6 days. And I don't think I've seen anything from these companies. I could be wrong. I dug a little bit, but not too much. But I just find that kind of interesting, actually.
Let's see if there's been any LinkedIn, Chrome extension. I'm seeing posts other people have made.
Oh, tons of those.
That's coming up in search. But did you see that oh my God, in our sales on Reddit, someone posted Seamless.AI and Apollo LinkedIn ban, and there's 100+ comments. Did you go to that one?
I did not look at that one, but I saw a bunch of stuff on LinkedIn.
They need to do some kind of, what would they talk about? Like, what would they even say about it? Like,
I just feel like there would be a public announcement, be like, we know, like we're trying to, like, just some sort of, I feel like it's just classic PR when something happens like that. I just thought that's what you do.
Yeah, but
like
it's
the CEO or something, or, I don't know, whoever would do it.
That would be hard to like come out and admit, oh, hey, or maybe saying something like, yeah, our company's down. We're not really sure why. I feel like that would open up this shark attack of people going, yeah, we know you're data scraping and da, 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 da. And then on the flip side of that, if they said, hey, we violated the TOS, then they're admitting to doing it. So it's like, there's no good place to be in that situation. So I can't.
I'm saying more like if you're a user of these things, because from what I understand, I don't have an Apollo or Seamless account, but from what I understand, it was the Chrome extension, and you can't use that right now because you don't have a company page and it probably all connects. That's what I would probably say. Like, maybe they did it through email, so maybe they did. But just say like, you can't use the Chrome extension because some people aren't on LinkedIn all day or Reddit, and they're going to come on and try to use it.
They probably send a customer email. That's probably what happened, because that's what anytime we did some kind of F up, it was always like send an email to the customer marketing team or whatever.
But
to our customer
LinkedIn's came for them and a couple other pages. I saw a couple other posts about people using not or Seamless, but just like
LinkedIn automation, third-party tools. Yeah.
Maybe that's always kind of happened, but maybe this was just more like timely. I've seen a couple other posts like that. I don't know. I feel like I'm hoping LinkedIn's kind of shutting things down.
Did we even give background on it? We were kind of like, oh my God, let's talk about Seamless.AI. But if you've been out of the loop, we're just like, what? If you've been out of the loop, basically the Seamless.AI and Apollo company pages were what? Apollo. Sorry, I have accent problems. Apollo and I'm just going to blame that. What? I am foreign.
We Colombian know or not like Ohioan. Ohio, Columbia, Ohio. That's what I meant. Not Colombian.
Colombian?
I mean like Ohioan. No, that's bad.
No,
Ohio, Columbia.
Dude, I didn't grow up here.
Yeah, but that's your accent.
I've only lived here like 15 years.
You got that Ohio accent.
I have the Ohio accent, the Midwest accent. Does Ohio have an accent?
Do now.
Yeah. Okay. Apollo and Seamless.AI Tripify were taken down because this is the assumption, because no one's admitting what it is, but it's a pretty good assumption that LinkedIn's cracking down on tools that scrape any LinkedIn data for like
personal data, I think specifically.
Is it personal data?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure the Chrome extension, you go into someone's profile, like just go on your profile and you can scrape email, phone, things like that.
Yeah.
Which
they don't like that. They don't like that. There are lots of tools that do this actually. So when they first announced this, or when I first caught wind of it, it was Clark's post, and he said those pages were taken down. Which who is keeping tabs on this? Like, how does that even like come up? Question. You know, it's like he got that news like real quick.
I think so. There was people posting before him.
Okay.
So I think once you just see it, you go to Apollo.
One time.
And some people start to do more investigation on other tools. Or if you're using those tools, obviously too, you'd be like, oh, what's going on here? This is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And so no one's heard from the companies or anyone who's worked at those companies. I personally went to the G2 alternatives page, which I found a new use case for that page, and went through all the competitors, and none of them were taken down. So the 3 that we know of, I think that you said 4, is Seamless, Apollo, and Tripify. But last year, LinkedIn was cracking down on people doing the same thing or using like any third-party integration. So I'm like weird about that stuff. Like some guy emailed me today, like, hey, can you give me feedback on my new tool that's going to post to LinkedIn? And I sent back to him and I was like, dude, you better watch for this. Like, you don't want to spend a lot of time building something that LinkedIn's just going to kick out in like 2 seconds. You don't want that.
Too scary.
Yeah, too scary. So anyway, basically, it's funny that those are the only 2 companies when so many of them, and some of them are like literally have in their name, like leadscraper.com or something. I don't know. And it's like, that one's fine, you know, but these 2 were kind of big dogs.
I think the writing's on the wall.
So here, we'll see. But here's the interesting part. I have a client who's potentially trying to play in the same space. And so I sent it to him. And I'm like, if LinkedIn's one of your sources for your, data platform, you better which is weird that Zoom Info didn't get taken down actually, by the way.
I saw some stuff on there. They play by the rules, I think. I think they have there's different rules. There's different ways to do it. Like maybe you go through the actual right channels. There's that, right?
Like paying LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you have to do for a lot of things, right? That's what you have to do for AI models and all that. If you're just going to, and I don't know the background of Apollo and Seamless and how they have to get it, but I don't think Zoom Info has a Chrome extension that can scrape personal data from a profile.
So that's as much information as we have right now. It has been a week. We'll probably do an update as we know more next week. Hopefully, Clark, if you're listening, go do some more investigation, make our jobs really easy.
Hopefully, well, not hopefully, but maybe more will get shut down. It'd be interesting.
I would love for some more companies to get shut down. Is that me being petty?
Dang, that's mean. Yeah. Right, hard stop.
I mean the scraping ones. Yeah.
Attention.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Just next week.
Notorious B2B.
Bye-bye. And that's a wrap on Notorious B2B, where we expose the nonsense and remind you that most B2B marketing is just a very expensive guessing game.
Don't, and post a passive-aggressive LinkedIn poll about it. We'll still find you.
And if you have B2B drama we should cover, slide into our DMs. We accept screenshots, leaked internal memos, and questionable brand rebrands.
Until next time, keep your marketing unhinged and your LinkedIn bio free of the words growth hacker. See you later.
Later, skater.